Hello everyone, and thank you for joining me today. Now, I promised you that I was going to do a kind of first impression of the two new shades of Pop Shot by Charlotte Tilbury. Now, hopefully you'll have seen my swatches at the weekend, and I finally got round to doing the video. Now, you can see I've got my lavender top on. I love lilac, certainly in the spring, so all my lilac has come out, which means that I really want today to try out this one, which is called Pillow Talk Ultraviolet. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put this one on today, and I'm going to put this one, the Pillow Talk Diamonds, on tomorrow. Okay, but before I end this video, I'm also going to dig out for you something that I want to compare this to as well, to see if there's any similarities. I really don't think that Charlotte has ever brought anything like this out, this colour, in any of her palettes. It is completely unique. So I want to get on with putting that on now, okay? So let's get going with this look. Now, what I would always say before I put this on, when you're using an eyeshadow like this, which is a sort of quite vivid colour, you want to put on a transition because it can look a bit stark otherwise. So I'm going to go back to the trusted nude palette, and I'm going to take a quite subtle nude shade out of this, one of the cool toned nude shades. I think I'm going to go for, these tend to come out a bit dark, no, this one here. Okay, a really nice transition taupey shade, right, which was just going to help to blend out. And I'm going to put that on first, and I'll be right back. Just normal windscreen wiper. So I'm going to take the cool tone, and I'm just going to do normal windscreen wiper into the socket. So I'm just going to complete that, and I'll be right back because you want to see the main event. Okay. Quick note to you guys, if you want to know what other makeup I've put, obviously I'll put my foundation on and some highlighter and stuff. If you want to see all the other makeup that I haven't put on during this video, then just take a look down below in the description bar. Now, normally, if you've seen my video before about these pop shots, I recommend putting on a colour chameleon beforehand, because one, it makes the colour look more vivid, and two, it makes it last longer and it prevents fallout. I'm not going to do that today because I don't want to change the colour. You guys are waiting to see what it looks like on the eye. Okay, so I don't want to change it. Now, the other thing is, there really isn't a corresponding colour in Colour Chameleon to this. Yes, you could use something like Amethyst Aphrodisiac, but that is a lot darker purple than this. The other thing to do, I would say, is rather than try and match the colour, is to go for a light colour chameleon like Pillow Talk underneath. But as I said, not going to do that today, because if I do that, then you're not going to see it as it is. And I know that's what you want to do. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm literally going to apply this with my fingers, because it is the best way to apply these pop shades, right? And I'm just going to put this on. This is the first time I'm trying. I'm going to put it on the entire mobile lid. And as you can see, it's got a lovely kind of duochrome. So as you move, you can see pink and you can see lavender. Okay, now some people I've heard mentioning that this looks a lot darker than they'd quite like. Again, you can make this look lighter if you put on a light colour chameleon or a light another brand. It doesn't have to be Colour Chameleon. If you put on a light shade underneath, like I'm wanting to say Champagne Diamonds, but the one reason I would just go against that is because it tends to be incredibly glittery, and I find that when I put that on, I get glitter everywhere. So it's not something I would apply in the day. I would say definitely Pillow Talk or another brand of a very light eyeshadow pencil underneath is going to adjust the colour for you. But I quite like that. Gives you a nice pop of colour, and especially for somebody like me with hooded lids, where you don't see an awful lot of mobile lid, but you just get this really vivid pop of colour. Can you see? Now let me just show you that. It's so beautiful. Now I heard that this sold out on the first day and they've now got it back into stock. So I think they're probably trying to make people panic, but I also think that it's probably very real, in that the other duochrome pop shot that they bought out at Christmas did sell out very quickly. So if you do like this shade and you're a bit of a lavender girl like me, lavender, lilac, purple, you like that kind of shade, I would definitely get this sooner rather than later, and hopefully they haven't sold out. Now here is the Pillow Talk one that I was going to show you. I'm just going to swatch that for today, but tomorrow I'm going to do you a look with Pillow Talk. Okay, so you can see that is going to be beautiful as well, and that's going to go really well with the colour Chameleon. Now what I want to do to finish off this little look is I just want to put something a tiny bit darker, you know, in the corner, just to finish off and make it look really complete. So I'm going to take my nude palette again. As I said, this is a really good general palette that you can kind of mix and match with your colours. And I'm just going to put a bit of the darker brown into, sorry, this dark brown here, into the corner, just again to give me a bit more definition. And then what I shall do is finish off by putting on some Pillow Talk mascara and a little bit of eye cheat in my lower waterline, and probably a bit of the powder pencil in brown. I don't want to do too much to this because already that colour is already kind of there, you know, and I don't want to do too much more and make it look too much. What you could do is with a liner pencil, I'm just going to take a liner pencil, a really thin liner pencil. I'm going to take this one that I use often for my eyebrows, but this time I'm going to, and you could take a little bit underneath to give you that little pop underneath. Like that. It's just going to, as you move, it's just going to give you that little bit of a je ne sais quoi. Okay, so I'm going to finish off that eye look and I'll be right back. And then I'm going to tell you a little bit about the other shade. Okay, now what I would plan to do was to do a comparison with the jewel pots. Do you remember the jewel pots? But for some reason today, I cannot find my Pillow Talk one, which is the one that I wanted to compare Pillow Talk Pop Shot to. So I'm just going to show you this one, because this one's Walk of Shame. Walk of No Shame, I should say. Walk of No Shame. Now, these feel a lot more pressed, the formula, and a lot sort of less crumbly in texture. So the difference between the jewel pots and these pop shots is that the pop shots are kind of, they're more like your standard eyeshadow. These just seem to be a lot more pressed in the pan, as I say. So it's really annoying that I haven't got the Pillow Talk one to show you. But if I just show you these just feel a lot more pigmented and a lot more of a pop, shall we say. The jewel pots, if I just show you this one in Walk of No Shame, and what I'll try and do tomorrow is find my Pillow Talk one so I can do a direct comparison with the Pillow Talk one and the Pillow Talk jewel pot. Okay, so they're quite similar, as I say, but I do not know how similar the Pillow Talk Pop Shot is to the Pillow Talk jewel pot. I will do that tomorrow when I do a look with the Pillow Talk Pop Shot. Okay, so I hope to see you all tomorrow, and I hope you like the look. the temptation to add a kind of really cerise lipstick is there, but I've kind of drawn myself in because I like the fact that you've got this pop of colour around the eyes and you don't have it going on the lips. It tends to look a bit 80s if you do a kind of big pop of lips, and it's too much. It just feels a little bit too much, whereas this just feels like it's a little bit more up to date. This on my lips is Victoria Beckham. You'll see it below. What I also want to do with this is, as you can see, I've done the powder pencil in brown, what used to be called Audrey, but is now brown, dark brown. I've done that, and then I've put in the eye cheat. I didn't actually use the eye cheat. I used this one from the end of Sleep Cheat. Okay, but also what would look great with this is actually using both sides of the Sleep Cheat, because the navy will really kind of bring out the duochrome in that eyeshadow. So just some ideas about what you can kind of pair, because Charlotte Tilbury was always about what can you pair with a look. And these days, as we've talked about in our lives, it's all about single items coming out, but not as much about what goes with this look. So any questions about that? Any questions about, Ali, I really like that eyeshadow on you, but what could I get to go with it? Just put your comments below. And tomorrow I will do you a look with this one, which is the new Pop Shot in Pillow Talk Lucky Diamonds. Is it Lucky Diamonds? Not Lucky Diamonds, Diamonds. Pillow Talk Diamonds. That's the lipstick. The names are all too similar. Okay, thank you so much for joining me. As I say, I just love this. And if you're worried about what should you get from Charlotte Tilbury, it's not going to be like one of the lipsticks that's 50 Shades of Elastoplast, that you've probably got something like it before. There is nothing that compares to this at all from any of her palettes that I've got. I cannot think of a single thing that looks anything like this eyeshadow. Love it, love it, love it. We want more like this, Charlotte. Take care. See you all very soon. Mwah.